You're watching KSL Sports Live.
All right, how about a little NBA action? Damian Lillard has had a monster week for the Blazers. Over the past 7 days, he had 30 or more points in each of the last 4 games, including a 50-point outburst on Thursday night against the Cavaliers. Tonight, he added to that, dropping 40 on Luka and the Mavericks, including a perfect 16 of 16 from the free throw line.
The Denver Nuggets blew a 15-point lead Sunday against the Orlando Magic. Former Nugget Bol gives the Magic a fourth-quarter lead, and they had a 4-point lead with less than 2 minutes left. But the Joker would get the last laugh.
Jokic backs up for the win. Yes! Nikola Jokic buries it.
Jokic with a triple-double and a triple to win the game. The Nuggets are 30-13.
They're having quite the season. Well, the Jazz host the Nets on Friday. Tonight, they had to deal with the Thunder. The Thunder were led by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who had 28 points, alongside Lou Dort, who had 22. Josh Giddey with 28 points, 9 rebounds, and 9 assists. The Thunder get the win, and the Thunder. The Utah women's basketball team has just one hiccup on their schedule all season so far. It was a road loss to Colorado last week. Well, today they're back on the court for the first time since that game against another nationally ranked opponent, the 14th ranked Arizona Wildcats at the Huntsman Center, facing 10th ranked Utah. Elisa Peely, once again, a big game for the Utes. She had 27 points. That bucket puts them up 64-63 in the fourth. Gianna Niepkin scored 11 in the fourth quarter. With under a minute to go, she gets the and one there, and it's 76-75, Utah. 5.7 seconds left in the game. Utah inbounding the ball up one. It's stolen away. Paris Clark is going to score with 1.6 left on the clock. Arizona leads 79-78. Final chance for Utah. Niepkin's inbounds pass to Peely is near perfect. Peely draws the foul. She would hit both free throws. Those were the game winners. There were 9 ties and 8 lead changes in the final quarter. The Utes win 80-79.
Man, how cool was she? Like, she didn't even flinch. I don't think anything.
Yeah, I mean, I stay after practice every day, make 25 in a row, so it was just, you know, I just had to get in my element a little bit. You know, there's pressure, but it's nothing I can't handle.
The reception, you know, was phenomenal. I'm appreciative of it, you know, from everybody. The tribute video was great, but it felt like just a typical Jazz night. You know, we back and forth, screaming, yelling. You know, it was awesome. It was good to be back, and you know, unfortunately we didn't get the dub, but you know, I gotta give them credit. They fought hard and competed to the end, and you know, but it was great to be back.
It was one of the most anticipated games of the Utah Jazz season, the return of Donovan Mitchell. How would fans react to the return of the former face of the franchise? It turned out they welcomed him with a loud ovation. A special moment before tip-off. That video tribute played on the big screens. Donovan showed his appreciation right back. A standing O after the tribute and after pregame introductions. Then it was all business on both sides. Donovan brought his best, a game-high 46. He led a Cavs rally to take a fourth-quarter lead. But Jordan Clarkson was determined to get the dub. A 7-point play on one possession? I'm not sure we've ever seen that before. A 4-point play on the flagrant one, and then 3 free throws. He had 9 points in 38 seconds, giving the Jazz enough for the win. The night was closure for the franchise, closure for the fans, and closure for Donovan.
I didn't know what to expect, to be honest, but you know, when I got it, you know, it's like I said, it just felt like a regular Jazz game. Like you've been here, and you know, the support, the love you get, you know, is unmatched. You know, like I said, I was appreciative of it, but you know, obviously could have went one or two ways. You know, we all know that in this room, and you know, it went the right way, I feel like, and I appreciate that. And you know, unfortunately, we couldn't shut everybody up and get the win, but you know, we definitely, you know, it felt good. You people courtside, you know, talking and, you know, seeing familiar faces, seeing Gail courtside, seeing Ryan Clark from Stan Sox, you know, everybody. It was great. My mom and sister were there. It was great. When we were in the locker room, I told the guys, look, I don't know what's going to happen tonight. You know what I mean? But let's just prepare for a dogfight. It's going to be, you know, whether they cheer or not, you know, it's going to be, you know, a dogfight, because not only the atmosphere, but this is a talented group, you know, and they got a lot of guys who've been playing really well. So we got to go out there and give it our best shot.
His 32-point game against the Cavs on Tuesday was a start to an incredible week for Jordan Clarkson. He followed that up with 23 points and 12 rebounds against the Orlando Magic. That included a key layup in the final minute that gave the Jazz the lead for good. It wasn't enough for a win Saturday, but Jordan stayed hot with a 38-point performance in the loss of the Sixers. 16 of 29 from the field, 9 rebounds, 5 assists. He's leading this young Jazz team right now.
Staying focused, knocking a shot in when I get a chance, opportunity, not second guessing, and just going into the shots aggressively and staying in them and making them down the stretch. We're just trying to win. You know, we're going to keep competing for Utah, keep putting this jersey on, keep representing. God bless and peace, y'all.
Peace out. The development of Walker Kessler continues. Where would he go in a 2022 NBA redraft? Maybe top 5. He had 11 rebounds in the win over the Cavs. He followed that up with a 13.9 rebound, 7-block night in a win over the Magic Friday, which included 2 steals, key free throws in the final seconds. And he also showed off his jump shot this week as well.
My goodness.
15 points, 12 rebounds, 2 blocks in 32 minutes Saturday, guarding an MVP candidate in Joel Embiid. So quite a week for Walker Kessler.
All right, let's take our weekly dive into the KSL Sports Live archives. 13 years ago yesterday at Energy Solutions Arena, Sundiata Gaines played on his second 10-day contract and with one shot became a Jazz legend.
Miles inbound, Corver, catch, gives it off to Price. He's dribbling, he's out of control, gives to Gaines at the horn, he got it! He got it for 3! Sundiata Gaines, welcome to the NBA!
My goodness, Gaines played only 32 games with the Jazz in his career, but this is one no one will forget, sinking LeBron James and the Cavs at the buzzer.
And those green uniforms are better than anything they're wearing this year. Bring those back.
Yes, for sure.
All right, up next, Sly is back with locals in the NFL and Tyler Huntley.
And the return of the Delta Center. We'll have more on that. Plus, what were Darren Williams and Mehmet Okur doing at Saturday night's Jazz game? We'll tell you, and what they have to say about one of the current Jazz stars on the roster. That's coming up next. All right, back to the NBA, where the Utah Jazz are turning back the clock a bit with their arena on Saturday afternoon. Jazz owner Ryan Smith officially announced that the naming rights to the arena are returning to Delta, which means the Delta Center is back. The inaugural sponsor of the arena in 1991 had to pull away in 2006 to save some money. Delta CEO Ed Bastian said it's something that has gnawed at him ever since. So when the opportunity to strike a deal with the Jazz came back, he jumped right on it.
You know, I feel those same goosebumps that you talk about, Ashley, when we think about this day. So it's a real honor to be back, and we ain't ever gonna leave it. We ain't never leaving. You know, they say homecomings are sweet, but you know, 16 years later, this is really special.
I think he just said he was never leaving. Did I hear that wrong?
I'm never leaving, so we're not got to worry about it. That'd be
there
pretty.
We go.
Yeah, no, you only get one chance to make it right.
Well, 30 years ago, the Delta Center was home to the NBA All-Star Game. John Stockton and Karl Malone, of course, were the co-MVPs of that one. And with the return of the game to Salt Lake City next month, how bad do Jazz fans want a player to make the team again this year? It would add to a rich All-Star history, a history the Jazz gave recognition to last night. Truck Robinson, Darren Williams, and Mehmet Okur were in the arena for the Jazz game against the Sixers. They are 3 of the 15 players in Jazz history to go to All-Star games, and they're excited that the game is coming to Utah this year.
I think it's a big deal. It's a big deal to be able to host it, you know, for the organization, for the fans, for the community of Salt Lake. There's just a lot of good things that come about, I feel like, because of, you know, the All-Star game being here. And, you know, you're bringing all the best players in the world, you know, to your city at one time. I feel like Salt Lake has, you know, changed a lot in the last, you know, 25 years. You know, the cityscape, the landscape. I think the arena is, you know, they've done a great job of upgrading things. And, you know, Ryan is a tech guy, so, you know, all the technology's here. And, you know, I think it's going to be a great atmosphere. I think, you know, the fans are definitely going to love it.
I look forward to it, too, and I'm going to bring all my family here. And look forward to it, and should be excited for my kids and my family. And so we'll be here.
Will Lauri Markkanen be there? He gives the Jazz their best shot at an All-Star this season. He's averaging a career-high 24.6 points per game. That's 17th in the NBA currently. He's the only player in the NBA shooting better than 50% from the field and better than 40% from three-point range. He's currently 7th in the Western Conference in fan votes for front-court players. D. Will thinks he should be an All-Star, though.
I feel like they got to put him in. Somebody's got to be on the team from the Jazz, with it being the host city, but also, I mean, he's playing pretty good damn basketball. They're only, a game or two back of 6, so, he's had a hell of a year. I feel like he, definitely deserves a shot, definitely deserves a look, and hopefully the coaches put him in.
More NBA. What a week for Utah running Utes legend Kyle Kuzma. He hit a fadeaway game winner on Wednesday against the Chicago Bulls. 21 points in that win, and that three was the only one he made in that game. And then on Friday against the Knicks, the confidence and momentum carried into the next game where he dropped 40 points, 14 of 27 from the field, 4 of 10 from 3, 7 rebounds, and 7 assists.
Jakob Poeltl continues to be a bright spot for the San Antonio Spurs. On Wednesday, he scored 17 points, had 12 rebounds, and 5 blocked shots in a loss at Memphis. And then on Sunday, he followed that up with 23 points and 7 rebounds, also 2 block shots in a loss to the Kings.
All right, shifting gears now. If you love gymnastics, you're spoiled in the state of Utah. There's 4 great women's gymnastics programs that perform at a high level.
Fans had a chance to see all 4 of them in the same building at the same time. It was the same meet on Friday called the Best of Utah over at the Maverick Center. And the Red Rocks, they started things off hot on the floor Friday. Silver medalist Grace McCollum led all Utah scores with a 9.925. Jane Gilstrap also scored a 9.9. The Red Rocks had the lead after 1 rotation.
The Red Rocks are also hoping to raise their vault scores this year, and Jaden Rucker is doing her part, 9.925. The Red Rocks with a 49.35 vault score on Friday night.
On the bars, freshman McKenna Smith started the Red Rocks off strong with a 9.875. But it's Olympian Grace McCollum who had the perfect 10 from one judge and a near-perfect 9.975 overall score on the bars. The Red Rocks would go into the final rotation with the lead.
And they are still a beam team. They showed out again on Friday. This is Olympian Cara Aker, the first perfect 10 of the season, and it's fittingly on beam. Miley O'Keefe finished off with the beam with a 9.95. The lowest score they had on beam was a 9.875. Red Rocks, 5 of them scored 9.9. They get their 4th Best of Utah victory. They're going to head to Oklahoma next week for a big meet. All right, the best of the week from high school hoops is on the way, including a battle between 2 of the best teams in the state. There is some great high school hoops being played in Utah, boys and girls right now.
Yeah, with just a month from the state tournament now, there were some great region clashes just this past week, including one on Friday that we've been waiting all season for.
Yeah, it's defending 6A champ American Fork, ranked 3rd, hosting #1 Corner Canyon, and it was #1 that came out on top. Jackson Roberts playing above the rim. He had 23 points and a couple of big dunks. Brody Kozlowski, who just got an offer from BYU, had 17 points, and Max Toombs led the team with 21. Corner Canyon wins this one 70-60.
Juan Diego taking on rival Judge Memorial. Judge down 6, and Mauricio Lemus finds Jackson Boltox for 3, 60-57. Juan Diego's Noah Bendinger scores the go-ahead bucket to make it 62-67. Juan Diego would come out on top. Actually, the final score was 63-59.
Catholic school supremacy. Kearns taking on Cypress. Cypress top 5 in the state. #2, actually, Quentin Meza had 22 points with the help of Justin Jackson Fobbs, who had 20 points, 14 rebounds. Woohoo! This Cypress team is for real. Go check them out. They win 74-59.
All right, the Cottonwood Colts are off to a 14-1 start this season. They got a big Wednesday night win at Hillcrest behind the play of Parkerath McCarr. He finished with 31 points, 14 rebounds, 7 assists. His biggest assist to Chris Cox, who put Hillcrest on a poster. Good night!
What a